Hey guys, what's up? It's Joe Raiti from Raiti's Rise. We're back here at the home base. First off, I have to start off and say thank you for reaching out and wishing us well with that hurricane that came through just last week. We made it through safe, and now we're back here to talk about some exciting stuff coming from Ford. And this one really caught me off guard, and I think maybe it caught you off guard as well. What are we talking about? We're talking about the first ever production off-roading rally cross style electric vehicle ever. And it's called the 2024 Ford Mach-E Rally. So without further ado, let's check out what this rally electrified vehicle is all about. And there it is. We got this awesome B-roll footage directly from Ford. This one, like I said, being a huge rally fan, I remember back when I was in college watching Speed Vision, seeing Colin McRae and Petter Solberg and Tommy Mackin and the rest of all of the great drivers and teams doing their thing. Here we have now Ford taking that Mach-E. And yes, Ford still calls it the Mustang Mach-E. I like to refer to it as just the Mach-E, and we're adding rally to it. Now, before you go crazy and you say, well, all it is some decals and some wheels, they really went through to make this a unique driving experience. And they kind of felt like this was something that was untouched in the electrified vehicle market. Now, when you're looking at this, it's basically going to be built on the same platform that you know as the Mach-E GT. So we already brought you the Mach-E GT. And if you haven't seen that review, I'll leave one of them at the end of this one. But what we're looking at is now the ability to take it off-road. And you can see that when we say off-road, we truly mean a rally-esque vehicle. This is not any kind of rock crawler or mountain climber. This is all about going through those fire roads, the trail roads. Some of them are paved, some of them are not, and just having a ton of fun. Now, when it comes to what's powering this, like I said, based off of it being a Mach-E GT platform, you're looking at the dual motors. That goes without saying. That's going to give us all-wheel drive. You're looking at 480 horsepower, 650 pound-feet of torque, and guess what? We have a 0 to 60 time faster than 3.5 seconds. We're looking at that power and the performance, and then they're also talking about range, 250-mile range. And what the Ford experts did is they sat down with a lot of EV buyers and asked them, how many miles do you drive per day? And the magic number was 30, believe it or not. 30 miles on any given day. So that's why they didn't really want to weigh it down with giving it some ginormous large battery. They wanted to keep it more performance oriented, but still have, like I said, that 250-mile range. The great news is that they tweaked how the power is delivered. So if you watch some of my Mach-E reviews, you know that when you accelerate, that initial acceleration it's instantaneous, that instant torque, but then you sort of hit a wall as you get closer to 70, 80 miles per hour. They're saying that with this Mach-E Rally, that you're not going to run into that issue. So that will be interesting to see once we get behind the wheel of this thing. I think the other big news is, what about charging? They worked on it, they improved it, 10 to 80% charge. So from 10% charge to 80% charge on a DC fast charger, you're looking at 36.2 minutes. So they were able to get that time down a little bit compared to the current Mach-E GT. Now, if you're wondering, well, when is this going to be hitting the showrooms? That's going to be happening at the beginning of next year. And what's crazy is it took the engineers, they did this in 16 months. So they dedicated 16 months of the time over the past while to get this to be this rally-specific vehicle. And remember, Ford has a lot of experience. If you think that they're just slapping rally badges on this thing and that's it, they have a lot of experience going back many decades in the World Rally Championship. I had a Ford Focus RS. That thing was an all-wheel drive hot hatch. It's going to be interesting to see if they could take some of that magic and bring it into this particular vehicle. Now, what you're looking at is the specific unique color for the Mach-E Rally. That is going to be your bright yellow. They call it this eruption grabber yellow, and that is going to be only available on the Mach-E Rally with the stripes. You'll notice a nice large rally-esque wing in the back. It really reminds me of the wing that was on my Ford Focus RS. Around that black area on the front where normally you would see a grille, you do have round rally-inspired fog lamps. And then we do have more ground clearance. So let's talk about some of this. You have underbody protection. So you have metal plates, skid plates, underneath the vehicle to protect the belly of the Mach-E Rally. You have those 19-inch wheels, gloss white rally wheels specific to this vehicle. They're not available on any other Ford product. If you're wondering, well, what about tires? You're looking at 235 on the width, 55 series sidewall. Now, if you're saying, well, Joe, how come they went with 235 on the width? You don't want a super wide tire when you're rallying, especially in the dirt. If you watch any of the World Rally Championships, when they're on gravel or especially when they're on snow, the tires are actually very narrow. So that's actually going to allow you to have better handling with this particular tire that they developed in unison with Michelin. So Michelin developed this tire specifically for the Mach-E Rally. They raised the Mach-E 20 millimeters. So that's going to give you a little bit extra ground clearance, and they enlarged the brake rotors. So you're still going to have your regen braking, but now you have 385 millimeter rotors. So we have a larger pizza that's spinning around that of course, caliper is going to squeeze down on. We have the black painted roof. Of course, you still have, like you see here, that same location for all of your charging. And then you're also going to have your specific rally drive modes. You'll notice that 15.5-inch infotainment system. I still have to zonk it. It's not my favorite. I don't love the way it's just stuck to the dash. But it is large. It's portrait style. And you do have a rally sport specific drive mode. The exterior, I think they nailed. I really, really love the way the Mach-E now has that rally look with the wing, with the wheels. You're also going to get Blue Cruise 1.3, version 1.3. So that's that semi-autonomous hands-off driving that's going to be available on this Mach-E Rally. Let me know how you feel about the stripes. I'm sort of on the fence with them. Just because they don't run the full length of the vehicle. If you're saying, well, Joe, grabber yellow is just not for me, what are some of the other colors? Grabber blue, eruption green. Of course, you're going to have your glacier gray, your shadow black, and your Oxford white. And then the big question is, what about this? How much is this Mach-E Rally going to cost you? You're basically looking at an MSRP of $65,000. So as you can see, we're continuing with EVs, and they're quite pricey when you want to especially go this performance route. Now, there are Mach-E's that start in the 30s, but this being a performance rally version, hence the name Mach-E Rally, they are bringing that price tag that really puts it in alignment with the Mach-E GT. I mean, the Mach-E GT is around $59,000, so no surprise taking the underpinnings of the Mach-E GT and bringing it into this vehicle, it's going to be close to the same price. But what was interesting, I was sitting in the Zoom conference with the Ford officials, engineers, designers, and everything else. They really dedicated a lot of effort in making this a vehicle that people can enjoy that are true rally aficionados, really big fans of rallying. And that seems to be a segment of the market that is getting larger here in the United States. If you go over to Europe, rallying is huge. It's one of the largest spectator sports in Europe. Here in the United States, it really has not caught on over the years as in other parts of the world, but there is that growing that they're seeing with this sport and with this type of vehicle. But you can see at the back, I wish they would have taken the stripes and ran them all the way down the back. Why did they stop at the rear glass? That kind of has a weird look. I do like the way that they made that lower lip area a little bit different compared to the standard Mach-E and the Mach-E GT. The fog lamps are a dead giveaway of what this is as it's coming down the road, and especially the wheels. I think from a design standpoint with those wheels, watch a World Rally race, they look just like the wheels that run on the Ford products that are over there in Europe. Now what's interesting is that over the years, the Ford vehicles have changed from the Focus, the Fiesta. They're actually running a Ford Puma. And if you're wondering, well, Joe, did they take a shoe, a sneaker, and put tires on it? No. Over in Europe, there is a subcompact called the Puma, and we don't get it here in the United States. And that's the vehicle that they are running in the World Rally Championship. But like I said, this is the first production electrified rally style vehicle. Production. The reason why I want to emphasize that is in Europe, they have a rally series where all the vehicles are electrified. They all run the same make, model, and everything else underneath it. You don't have to worry about getting beaten by a faster car, just a faster driver. That is for race. This is something that you can enjoy on a daily basis, whether you're on the urban asphalt or you want to take it to the off-road jungles. So let me know what you think. Are you shocked? No pun intended with this being an electric vehicle. Are you shocked with this Mach-E Rally? Is this something that interests you? I know I'm dying to know what you think, and I know for sure Ford wants to know what you think because they've invested quite a bit of money behind this Mach-E Rally. But let me know down in that comment section. But if you're new to the channel, you're on your way out, hit that subscribe button. I promise you it's worthwhile. Come back for more. If you are a subscriber, thank you for being part of the Raiti's Rise family. Of course, we need to give it up to LG Raiti, the OG videographer of Raiti's Rides, setting up this whole little filming studio so that we could bring the latest in the news. And guess what? Stay tuned because Lori and I are going to be at the Detroit Auto Show and have hands-on access to this vehicle. So you definitely don't want to miss that. Thank you, Lori, for all that you do. And just like always, guys, I'll see you on the next ride.